Hello, Stuart's 89. Well, I am still torn on the whole World Pride Sydney Mardi Gras 2023 thing. Um, I kind of thought I'd go, and then I wasn't sure. And then the next thing I knew, there was an email for the tickets, and they're going on sale in a week. And the next thing I know, it's a week later, and they're going on sale tomorrow. And I don't know. It's a lot of This is my second video. This is my procrastinating video because I did one just before, yesterday, late yesterday, and I've been messaging people, and I really don't know because it feels just like another Mardi Gras. Is the problem? It doesn't feel like enough because okay, there's a World Pride opening concert, and they've just got some drag queens and local artists on there now, but there'll probably someone show up big. They've already had Cher for the 40th anniversary, so the next up is Madonna, but I doubt she'd do it because she's done she's done a bunch of prides, and she doesn't want to be seen as just showing up for like gay pride events, like she's like a mascot and that's it. So I can't see her doing that. And it's Sydney. The other prides were like New York. She just had to walk down the street. She like lives there. So I can't see her coming all the way to Australia to do like a 20-minute thing. And I've seen Kylie, I've seen Janet, I've seen Britney, I've seen everyone except Rihanna and Beyonce. Rihanna, I wasn't a huge fan. Beyonce, they had really great tickets on the floor, and I missed them. Then it was more expensive to sit up in the first level, which I hate. And I'm like, I'm not going to pay more for that one. Yesterday I could have got that just because I didn't change my mind. I'll get her next time, and then she hasn't been back. So she's like the only big artist I haven't seen in live. So unless they bring someone like her on, I don't think the concert's going to be worth it. But it's the same weekend as the Pride. It's like normally I go up, I do the underwear party Thursday, some random thing Friday, and normally I have a friend who has a party that night or the Saturday night. Then you do the parade, then you go to the party afterwards, and then there's usually like one of the kink events is normally on a Sunday, and there's also just a bunch of events and stuff like that, and normally do the pool party on the Sunday or the Monday and leave pretty much just after that finishes. So I normally do a Thursday to Monday, maybe Tuesday sort of thing. A couple of years ago I stayed with a friend for a week because I was planning to stay for a week, and then he invited me to stay at his place, so it was really easy to stay for a week so I don't have to pay for the extra hotel rooms and all that. So I've only done a week before because how Sydney normally works is it's like a whole week festival or 2-week festival, but the main events, you've got like Fair Day and stuff like that, some of the smaller events, and then you have the Pride, the March, and then you have the party that weekend. And I've never done the whole thing. I've never come for Fair Day and stayed for the party. A few years ago they split the party and the parade by a week. So the parade was the first weekend and the party was the next weekend. It didn't work. No one showed up for both. People either decided one or the other, and I did the party because my friends were doing the party. And I felt like, what is the point of this? We missed the parade. The parade's the point. So I would want to come for the parade and the party and try and stay for the next week, because the specific Pride events aren't really grabbing me. There's like the opening concert, and I'm like, I don't really think of Pride as a concert, and I'm like, well, who are they going to get? Then the next week there's the Bondi Beach party, which is kind of a big deal because they've never done a Bondi Beach party, and I have a huge Speedo fetish, and that would be fun, but it's really just dancing on a beach. They'll set up a stage, they'll fence off some areas that have to get in with tickets and that, and there'll be music and dancing, so it'll be okay. And then the next morning there's a couple of events that night. The official ones seem to end early, and then the actual march across the bridge, which is the only really significant thing, because the Bondi Beach party, one beach is, they're all the same. That's not a big thing. The opening concert, again, the concert doesn't really say Pride to me. The main thing is the walk across the bridge, which is the next weekend, the second weekend, 7 a.m. I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm an insomniac. I sleep usually late into the day and can't get to sleep until really late in the night, usually in the AM the next morning, so I only sleep a few hours. So, and travelling, staying somewhere else is usually a nightmare, and I usually don't sleep Mardi Gras weekend. So I can't imagine being up for a 7 a.m. march across. So I'd have to stay up all night, so that I'd have to find events to pay for to go out all night. And there will probably be little random events that aren't official events. I've only checked the official calendar. That'll be all over the place. But I'd have to stay out all night and then do that and then be out most of the day. It's a lot of effort. And what occurred to me is this is not the only World Pride. Okay, it's in Australia, so it's easy to get to. But it just feels like they've morphed World Pride and Mardi Gras into one, and there's just a couple of extra events, which the only really significant one is problematic. I mean, marching across the Sydney Harbour Bridge would be amazing, but it's going to take about 20 minutes, and it's 7 a.m. in the morning. I could always go to World Pride somewhere else, and it would be like a whole separate event, and it would really feel like a thing. And yes, I'd have to pay a lot of money to travel to wherever it is, rather than just going to Sydney, which is pretty cheap. I mean, I can even get the bus if I really want to save money. It's really not a hassle. But if I went somewhere else to go to World Pride somewhere else, like just somewhere else in the world, it would seem like an event, a trip. It seemed like worth the money, and all the events would be different from the... It just seems like Mardi Gras with one or two... Yes, I don't think I'm going to go. I'm trying to decide, like, right now. And, yeah, I don't know. I've got, like 8 hours before the tickets go on sale. But that's the pre-sale. There'll be... the general sale will probably be in a few days or next week or something. So there'll be a second chance. Because that's the other thing. Trying to buy tickets for 3 or 4 events over 2 weekends at the same time, I doubt I'm going to get all the tickets for all the events, and if I can't get all the events, I don't want to go. So it's like, what if I, get the party, but I don't get the concert? What if I get the Bondi Beach party, but I don't, the walk across the bridge won't be ticketed, of course. So I should at least be able to go to the Pride March across Sydney Harbour and the main Mardi Gras parade, because they won't be ticketed. They're free for everyone, I imagine. So, and if they're ticketing the walk across the bridge by shutting it off, that would be pretty true, I think. So yeah, I can't decide what to do. That's why I made this video, because I'm here alone. I got no one to talk to and be like, what should I do? What should I do? Because I can be a bit indecisive. I've spent whole days trying to decide whether to buy something on eBay. Like literally the whole day on the computer trying to work out, should I do this one? Should I do that one? And the next thing I know, gee, I should have gone to bed 2 hours ago. I'll make a decision. So it's a bit like that. Yeah, it just doesn't seem enough. Like, I've done Mardi Gras before. Last Mardi Gras wasn't a lot of fun. Most of the guys I knew, because I used to know a lot of people go regularly, most of the guys I knew found partners and literally moved out to the suburbs or the country. Unfortunately, one of those guys, their partner died, but they're still out there. So most of the people I know don't live in Sydney anymore, and they kind of avoid Mardi Gras. It's like, oh God, Mardi Gras again. Let's just stay out of the city. Let's go somewhere else for the weekend is sort of the attitude with those people now. It's like, okay. So the last Mardi Gras I went to in 2020, the friend I'd normally hang out with didn't do his usual events, and I expected him to. So he went off to other things that I didn't have tickets for. So I didn't have him to hang out with. My other friend I'd hung out with the last couple of years had a partner, and they weren't doing a lot. They ended up going to the parade for like half an hour, and that's it. So I just ended up going to events by myself, which I hadn't really done for a few years. And it was just kind of boring. I mean, the events were fun, but I've done them before. I've done them every year. I'd done them every year for years and years and years. And I know a few people that are going. One friend's going, but his boyfriend hates me with a passion. And he's the dominant one, so he makes sort of decisions. So yeah, that's the end of that. I really don't know what to do. That's why I'm making this long video. This is my procrastination video, because I need some advice. But yeah, I just feel like it's not enough to distinguish it from the regular Mardi Gras, and I've gone to a million Mardi Gras. There'll be another Mardi Gras next year, which won't really feel any different. The 40th anniversary was a big deal, but even that just felt like another Mardi Gras, just a bit more hectic. So it just doesn't seem enough, and it's not like it's the only World Pride. I can go to World Pride next year or the year after when the you-know-what's over, because I don't want to go and get infected with a certain thing like on the way up or at the concert, and then I can't go to the party because they're testing or something, and then I have to spend a week in a hotel, or 5 days in a hotel, isolating, and then I'd still be able to go to the other events the next weekend in theory, but I normally get a really cheap hotel because I'm just sleeping there for a couple of hours. I really don't spend any time in the hotel. It's really just somewhere to put my stuff and I'm never there. If I was stuck there for a week, I wouldn't want to be stuck in some of the places I usually stay in for like a whole week. So I'd have to pay for a nicer hotel, like twice as much. So it's a week at like expensive prices, plus twice as many events, and there's a good chance that I could get, the whole time, test positive a bunch of times. Because if they're being serious and taking it seriously, they'll be testing at events. So if you get something early, you won't be able to go to some of the events in the middle of the week or the next week if you're still testing, So it just seems too big and problematic for too little payoff. So I think I'm talking myself out of it. But I've got another 6 or 7 hours to talk myself into it again, and then the general sale will go on, and people will be selling tickets, and some people won't actually be scalping, because last year I saw a few people selling tickets for basically cost, and I sold a couple of tickets for cost for things that I bought, and then I actually bought the wrong ticket for the wrong event, and I just was like, okay, well I sold it, and there was really no problem. So maybe I'm tempted to just buy the party ticket, the opening ticket, the party ticket, and maybe the Bondi Beach party ticket. And then if I don't go, sell them off. Or if I just go for the one weekend and don't stay for the second weekend, sell them off. Or I don't know, even if I didn't have the events, I could still go to the party and the march across the bridge and it wouldn't cost me anything. Maybe I could just go up 2 weekends in a row, but that's 2 weeks of travelling. The money I'd save on the hotel, I'd probably spend on extra flights, especially if I decided last minute. There's always the train and the bus, but that's like 10, 12, 14, so it's like if someone who can't sleep through it, because I don't sleep, see, I could go around circles for hours, but I'm going to keep this video to under 15 minutes, because but I'm just going to call this my procrastination video. No one should confuse this for information about Mardi Gras or anything and not watch it unless they know me and they're just wondering what the hell I'm thinking. I don't know what to do. I wish I'd started thinking about it sooner. But it seemed a long way away, and I wasn't expecting the tickets to go on sale this early, because I sort of thought it's a lot of money, a lot of hassle to invest in something. What if we have, resurgences of what? What if there's some, big bad variant that comes out right about that time? I mean, it seems like the makers of World Pride, the organisers, have picked Australia because we were a very safe country before, but now we've decided to go into denial about a certain thing, which I can't talk about. So our numbers are way up. Our reinfections are, an issue apparently now. So apparently you can't just, and this is just some small studies that indicate that you can't keep getting reinfected because you get sicker. You don't get more resistant to it over time. It actually gets worse. So that's what some little studies have found. So we don't know where that's going. So I really don't know if it's worth it. But then again, I could get just from going to the post office or going to get my groceries. So if I'm going to get it, I may as well get it for something big. I don't know. See, I can't decide. I'm going in circles. I'm spinning like a little top. But yeah, if I miss it, I think I'll live, because it's just a couple of things, and only one is interesting, and it's the worst time. And doing it in the morning like that, it's going to be, and it's like 20 minutes to walk across the bridge, and that's it. It does seem like a whole lot. If it weren't for the I'd probably just do it, because why not? It's a week in Sydney. I still know a few people there, a few people I don't know very well, maybe I could catch up with. But, do a cheap hotel, blah, blah. But if I'm going to be stuck in the hotel because of or miss events that I've paid for because of the it just seems way too complicated and too much of a headache. And too much just like a regular Mardi Gras for this much stress and hassle. And like I said, I can always do a World Pride in another country in a year or two when the what's gone. And I can just enjoy a totally different experience from just like Uber Mardi Gras. It feels like a Mardi Gras on, something. I don't know. I'm going to go. I'm not going to let this go past 15 minutes. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Are you going? I'm surprised. I asked a bunch of friends and some didn't even know about it. Some weren't going. Only one friend like I said, and his boyfriend who hates me were going. And I did give him the link to the other video, so hopefully he doesn't watch this video because he's going to know I'm talking about him. But then again, it's not, he doesn't know he hates me. I'm going to go, I'm really going to go this time, and spend the next hours going backwards in circles and agonising over whether or not to buy the tickets now. Because I can always sell them later. See? I'm going to go.